Wolfenstein 3D was a game that was met with a lot of criticism when it launched in 1992, even though it was a smash success. A lot of people disliked the fact that you are an American spy held captive in Castle Wolfenstein and you have to kill Nazis. I've actually played it here on the channel before. It is one of my favorite classic FPSs, but due to that imagery, Wolfenstein 3D was banned in a lot of places like Germany, since it displayed or distributed symbols from unconstitutional organizations. But a huge charm to Wolfenstein 3D was the fact that it had imagery such as flags and symbols. It did display these images, and they were not afraid to publish a game that had these images that followed along with a World War II storyline. And there are many games nowadays that allow you to kill the Nazis, and Wolfenstein popularized that. But the reason why I bring this up is to ask you all to imagine if you were playing it and there were none of those symbols that represent the bad guys that you are fighting. I personally would question what the point to play it would be, and even though we are not talking about a great game like Wolfenstein, we are talking about Commando 2's HD Remaster. Finally, this game from 2001, a very popular game, and a game that did step out of the box, was finally receiving its HD remaster, but unfortunately it has been censored. Commando 2's HD remaster will contain no Nazi symbols, and they did remove all of the Nazi icons present in the original. Despite the fact that it takes place in World War II and features a group of soldiers fighting against Nazis, a big point here is that the game is from the viewpoint of soldiers fighting Nazis. You are not the Nazis. Commando 2's HD remaster will contain no Nazi symbolism. The game, which will be launching on PlayStation 4 later this year, has had various Nazi images removed that were present in the original. Publisher claims that the reason for this is that the game would risk being delayed or banned from some countries if they use those icons, and only one worldwide release version will be created. And that is the problem here, is the fact that they are only creating one version, and they are using the excuse that it could be delayed if maybe they put a little bit more time and effort into creating two versions of the game. The question was posed on the Game Steam discussion forum by someone who asked why the game was censored internationally. Of course, a response was given by the Calypso community manager, who said the following: "Hi, there will only be one version of Commando 2's HD remaster internationally, and it will not incorporate any symbols, portraits, speeches, or other assets that could break the law in many countries. As a company, we are obliged to adhere to the law, but we want our users to have the best experiences with our games without causing potential delays or even being banned in certain countries. Therefore, we have decided on this course of action so that we will not be forced to split up groups of players or be unable to provide the game to specific regions at all." Now, a problem here is that they have said that there will be only one version of the game internationally. Instead of making two different versions of the game, maybe one with the imagery removed for the specific regions that does not allow these images, and one version with the imagery for regions where it does not matter if it is in the game or not, they have decided to just be lazy and only create one. If we look back at the situation with Wolfenstein 3D was banned for over 20 years in places like Germany. It actually was only just unbanned last year because their laws, yes, are very strict, and they do not allow the distribution of this imagery. But it was the fact that no one caved in. They only had one version, and if it was banned, it was banned. And I am not even saying that this company that has created the Commandos 2 HD remaster should not care. I would not say that, but I think that they should care enough to make two versions. I think that there should definitely be two versions of this game, and a big problem here is the fact that there is only one version, so of course people that do not abide by those laws, like me and you, unfortunately have to go through playing the game without that imagery. And a big point of this game is the fact that it is set in World War II, and this imagery is supposed to be present, and it was present in the original. They were not afraid to launch this game in 2001 when it was created with this imagery. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. I personally will not be picking up this remaster. I think that it is ridiculous that they have decided to go ahead and only create one version internationally, and that version so happens to have the imagery censored. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, and of course if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.